Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core has to be the most overhyped game with nothing to really show for it. I can already see you going for the dislike button, but before you do that, you might wanna actually hear what I have to say, because even though I have been told multiple times that the game was trash, I still gave the game a good faith chance. Before I begin, I want to put a message out there for all the Deep Rock Galactic fans. Just because your game has future potential does not mean that it deserves my money now. If the game devs cannot make the game fun in early access or in the launch week, then I as a customer do not have a duty to let them have my money for that future potential. Now let's see, what don't I like about Rogue Core? What has made me to actually refund the game? First thing that came to my attention was the weird obsession of the devs with forcing useless recoil on you, and you can call me bad at the game, but I don't find it funny that a rifle has more recoil than a twin autocannon! My experience with some of these weapons has been a bit weird, because while some weapons have recoil that add to the experience and make them feel like they get that much necessary oomph, some other weapons like this rifle and SMG have way too much recoil. Especially when you put them in comparison with the twin autocannon or this heavy bolter, quote unquote, I found in another run, which sure they have quite high recoil, but at the same time it feels appropriate for the firepower they provide. For me, this feels like a very pitiful attempt at making the game for a hardcore audience, especially since they want you to use your limited upgrades in a run to remove stuff like recoil for a weapon. If you have to force the players to choose a specific upgrade, maybe the thing you are doing to force the player to choose that upgrade is a bad feature. I as a player don't want to feel forced to choose an upgrade to make a gun feel less worse. The limited upgrades that you get in these runs should only be used to improve a weapon from good or decent to amazing. The second thing that caught my eye has to be the game being so co-op unfriendly with the upgrade system itself, making you guys fight over the upgrades you get. Yes, someone, if they are lucky, can get to be the first one to choose and they get an upgrade that would be perfect for you or your teammates and is just good for them. But Greg, I play with friends, and so did I, but we have to acknowledge that the players that don't have any friends have to play randoms. Even if we didn't experience any of this ourselves, this leaves a lot of room for someone in your squad to just pick the best upgrade without even speaking to the other people. This choice is a bit weird, because haven't we learned anything from Evil Raptor when they had the same system where not only did you guys have to fight for the cards, but if someone finished an objective by themselves, they could just hog all the cards that dropped there. This feature doesn't really contribute to the game experience, which has to be, the fun aspect that the devs of Rogue Core seem to kind of miss the point of. Especially since the roguelike game genre they're trying to lean into has to make the player want to go for another run, not make them look at the clock because the run has been destroyed by another player's choice. The third issue I have with the game has to be the undercooked feeling from the loading times in the elevator that are so weird and awkward, because I assumed that me having two SSDs, scratch that, two SSDs and another external one, would have made these loading times feel like nothing but a dream. But they still took several minutes to get us from one floor to another. I have been told by other people that, oh, it gets better as you play it. This ties in with the undercooked statement, because a properly cooked game will not have to get better as time goes on. A properly cooked game will get me hooked from the start, and then everything else I discover along many hours is just a bonus. Here are some examples far west that kept me playing the game for tens of hours in the first week. Menace, a game that keeps giving me stuff I want that sometimes I don't even ask for or even know I want. For example, like cutting the fences feature or the heavy tanks. And lastly, it has to be Path of Exile 2. It's still in early access, and from the release, it slapped me in the face and said, here's 6 classes and 3 acts. We're gonna give you more classes and more acts as time goes on. Do you understand this? It's not even that, but the game doesn't truly show any promise. Your game's only promise is that Deep Rock Galactic was a good game, so this one might be good too. But Rogue Core itself doesn't show any more promise than other games that are early access. For me, the game had me more worried I couldn't refund the game on time. Yes, this is how much your game was engaging me. I had so much fun in the game, I was checking the time every chance I could. Okay, Mr. Rock, let's have a heart-to-heart, shall we? You have failed with the launch of this game. Sure, you might have your hardcore fans, but like with any other community, they will eat a doo-doo if you put it on a plate with the Deep Rock logo on it. Your aim was to get the average players, and I can tell you right now, you have failed on that end. So best choice for you right now would be to fix this game before the full release date. And hey, I'm not saying all of it sucked. I like the elevator loading screen, some of the weapons feel really good. And I saw the skill tree, there might be some potential with that. But if you didn't hook me in the first hours, you won't see me getting into the end game where it's supposed to get better by your players' words. So on that end, I would like to finish this with the game has potential, but it will not have my cash since I got a refund. Rogue Core did not earn my cash. Maybe it will in the future, maybe not. That really depends if I feel like they deserve my money. But hey, I didn't have to close the game with task managers, so there might be some hope for it. Thanks for watching, lads, and let me know what you think of Rogue Core. And with that said, I would love to thank the channel members: Jordan Ingram, Smackers Temple, Estalorico, Cactus Man, Channel Deleted, Toxicity today, you good, bro? Spippy Fopux, 501st Admiral Fez, Major Glazer, Titan, Doomclash, Merc, Kronk, Hootsnack, Polski Swagger, Matreon.